Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Friday? Yeah. How everybody's doing? Hope y'all great. Y'all already know my videos be unorthodox. But how everybody doing on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day? I really haven't figured out how to do the YouTube, so what I do is I just record and I put it and I just upload it. Is that all right? Like I said, I'm just doing a little testing. I'm grateful. I am thankful. I am loved. I am appreciated. I am all of it. But yeah, this morning, just a few words. I'm not gonna try to be long because I don't know sometimes my video thing acts up, so I might post what some of what I say might not catch all of it, so it might stop in the middle of my conversation. But you know me, I'm still gonna upload, so if you don't get all of it, I might do a part 2. But anyway, I am grateful again for a blessed Friday. And I'm just sitting there driving along, and I oftentimes think about how I look at these Facebook posts of how people talk about how, you should do this, and this is how it just be posted. I guess it's just for the sake of Facebook and just something that you can share, something that you can read, something you can think on. But like I said, one of them stood out to me. How, it says, you lose out when you act like you're not interested. Well, in some essence you do, and I can say that you do lose out if you act like you're not interested. But at the same mouth, if you act too interested, you still lose out. Because sometimes, like I said, it's always, if you can look at everything in the same matter, in the same way of saying something. If you say it, you'll lose out if you act uninterested. You lose out if you're too interested. So in life, if you look at things, everything's still gonna be the same way. If you look at it, it's still gonna be the same way. It might have a different meaning, but it's still the same way. So in life, just always go with how you feel. Go with what you know to do what's right. And I'm always geared toward the spirituality, because if you're saying you're saved, you're living a saved life, that's where we are. When you're spiritual, it's different. And I'm going to keep stressing it. When you're spiritual, it is different. You do not, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Okay? So you're new. You're not operating in the world sense. Okay? You're not operating in this. When you become a believer in Jesus Christ, you are not operating out of the old man anymore. I don't care how much you want to, and the flesh want to rise up. You cannot operate out of the same mindset anymore as becoming a believer of Jesus Christ. That's the old man. The new man is different. Now, at the same mouth, you do not want anyone to mistreat you. Okay? You don't want nobody to mistreat you. You don't want nobody to do you wrong. Okay? There is still a godly way of doing it. Just don't go around them. Don't go around it. Why? Because you don't want to be mistreated. Okay? You don't want nobody to do you wrong, especially when you know that you're not doing anybody wrong. Don't do the same thing and expecting different results. Okay? And I'm learning that as I go around my life, okay? So at the same mouth, we say that we're Christian. We say that we're saved. We say that we're delivered. We're saying we're free. We have to act free. We have to act delivered, okay? At all costs. I don't care how much a person do to you. You have to forgive your brother. You have to forgive your sister, okay? Does that mean that you have to be around them all the time? No, that does not mean that. Does that mean that we have to go back to things the way it used to be? No, that does not mean that. Forgiveness is just for you to forgive that time of what happened during that particular situation. You just forgiving that person. Sometimes people feel like forgiveness is okay. Okay, I said I was sorry. So now what you want me to, what you looking for? I'm not looking for nothing. I forgave you. What you looking for? You understand what I'm saying? So people try to make you feel bad because they don't want to tolerate your foolishness. No. I don't care how much you try to make a person feel bad. I don't care how much you try to make a person look bad. That's not on them. That's on you. I always stress this. I've been saying this, and I'm going to continue to say it. God sees. God sees everything that we do. He is a supernatural being. But he sees everything that we do. Okay? So, in knowing that, we have to be careful. And that goes for me too. And when I'm talking, I talk about myself because it goes for me too. I am not exempt. I don't care if it's coming out of my mouth. I am not exempt from anything. Okay? I'm not exempt. It goes for me too. So as believers, as a Christian, as we walk on this journey, as we live a saved life, as God allow us to get up and do see another day, that's another opportunity for your grace and your mercy. For you to do better, for you to live a life that's pleasing to God. And I always stress this part. You got your family. You have your career. You have your job. You got your money. You have your relationship, your marriage. But even in all of that, you still have to be obedient to God. You have to. You have to obey God in everything that you do. Every aspect of your life. Not what you want to pick and choose to obey. Every aspect of your life. And I always have stressed this. If you happy where you are in your life, that's between you and God. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Your relationship is between you and God. As long as you ain't out here trying to be dogmatic toward people, doing people wrong, treating your neighbor wrong, your even a child wrong. Whatever you do in your individual life, that's your choice. That's what you chose. That's relationship, whatever you're doing is between you and God. That's something you and God have to deal with. Yes, people are judgmental. That's what they do. They judge. They judgmental. They judge your life. They judge the decision you make. They judge They judge that. But one thing about it is you don't have to live your life. You have to live your life. And it just goes back to like I said, in a relationship with God, it's between you and Him. In a relationship with God, it's between you and Him. Again, be respectful toward the things of God. Be respectful toward the things of God. Honor God. Honor Him. And when you honoring Him, that's all that matters. When you're honoring and doing what's right by God, that's all that matters. Everything else don't matter. Everything else don't matter. If you're reading your Bible, you understand His word, you're trusting His word, you're believing in Him, that's it. It's going to come to full manifestation in your heart and your mind of what to do and how to do, how to behave, how not to behave, what not to do, what not to say. It's going to manifest itself greatly in your life because you're fulfilling the law of God. You're fulfilling what God is requiring. When you're doing what God is requiring for you to do, you're not going wrong. Forgiveness. That's all He said. Forgive. Forgive does not mean that we have to reconcile. Forgive does not mean I got to talk to you every minute. Forgiveness does not mean we going out to dinner. Forgiveness does not mean that you coming over to my house. Forgiveness does not mean that we going to hang out. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is the forgiveness is what you've done, what we've said toward one another that was offensive or maybe hurtful, and we just asking for forgiveness for that particular segment. I said segment, but you know what I mean. Or what happened. Or the situation, or whatever went on during that particular period of time that we asking for forgiveness for. But always be ready to receive what God has for you, even through that person. If they were so happy just to call you, and say, this is what God told me. Now you know, and listen to this good. Now you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you did not tell nobody. You know you didn't tell nobody. You didn't even tell the person that called you. Listen to what God is saying through them. You know, sometimes we so stubborn-hearted and just so mean-spirited that we can't receive what God has from us. For us. Even through a child. Come on. God speaks through children too. He speaks through children. But we don't want to listen to nobody. We so hung up and thinking that we got this thing all together because God has given us a little wisdom, a little knowledge in all of this, but we can't hear nothing from nobody else because, hey, I got this. I don't need nobody else help. I don't need you to tell me nothing. What can you tell me? I got this. Don't you know I got this? Don't you know this is going on? Don't you see me with this? Don't you see me with that? Da 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 da. But still there is a word. Still there is prophecy. Still there is something that can help you along this Christian journey. Sometimes we so caught up in this and that we miss God. So God had to come back and confirm himself through somebody else. And still sometimes we miss it even then. Because we so hung up on, what can you tell me? No, you ain't got this. You don't have this. You don't this. Ain't nobody this. Da 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 da. Don't you know that what I've learned, that people is jealous of people that don't even got nothing? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know that. I'm saying I did. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all be thinking I be so for real about what I say. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware that people is just of people that don't have anything. I wasn't aware of that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm more and I look at other people that have things and I be like, man, you know, but somebody ain't got nothing. I'm just saying, you know. But it is what it is. But like I said, God used everybody differently. I don't know if all of this is going to go on the YouTube channel, but it might cut and you might not get all of this. But I'm just trying to help somebody. I'm trying to be a blessing. I know there's a lot of young people that's coming forth. And please, y'all, support these young people. They are coming forth in ministry. Support the young people. I don't care if they dancing. I don't care if they singing. I don't care if they preaching, teaching, prophesying. Whatever they're doing in their ministry that God has given them, support them, please. Support the young people. Support them. Support the young people. Because it's so much